Hello guys, Felipe Carvalho here. First of all, I want to thank everyone that joined the channel and is following my videos. I'll try to keep it up, to keep them coming. And today I'm gonna talk about support. And instead of talking what you have to do, I'll talk about what it does. Why do we need to support? And when it's necessary. So, the main problem here is this. The usual explanation we give on support is that you have to keep the air inside you. Don't let the air rush out. Don't hold back. You hold back. You hold back the air a little bit, and don't let it blow your folds when you're singing. And that's true. That's true. However, we also say when you want to sing with more intensity, when you want to sing higher, when you need to have more power, support more. And if you're a smart person, probably you're thinking, well, bro, that doesn't make any sense. If you want more pressure, why the hell are you telling me to hold back? And that's what I'm gonna explain in this video, or hope to. So, instead of thinking of singing and vocalizing, let's think of something else. Let's say that you want to do wood carving. What? Wood carving? I don't want to learn about wood carving. I want to learn about singing. Yes, I'm going to explain the concept, so please follow up. Probably it's going to be a good reference. So you want to do wood carving. You have a piece of wood here, Microsoft wood, as you can see, and you want to sculpt this little window that's in here on the wood. So you have your chisel. Use your imagination. This is a chisel, right? And so I go right at it. You just take the piece of wood, place the chisel on it, apply force, and take a piece of it away. But you probably just saw that this probably is not gonna work very well for me, right? I'm applying force with the chisel, and when I cut through the wood, the chisel just goes away. Will mess up the wood completely, probably gonna cut my hands while doing it. Not a very good idea. There is a technique to do that, actually, and that technique is very interesting because it's the same thing that you have to do on support. It's the same reasoning behind it. Instead of just applying force and chipping pieces of it in an uncontrolled manner, you apply more force with your right hand and you hold it back with your left hand. So the movement is like this. You apply the force and hold it back. So you're working with this antagonic movement all the time. And now the goal here is that the energy that you have to apply to move your hand should be greater than the energy that you have to apply to cut the wood. This way, when the wood comes out of the way, the movement is still controlled. It is still your left hand that's guiding the movement. That's the resistance here all the time is dominated by your hand, not the wood anymore. The wood doesn't matter. So, right now you're probably gonna figure that the amount of energy that you have to apply here and resist back is gonna depend on how hard the wood that you're carving is. If you're working with very soft wood, I don't know if that exists. I don't do wood carving, by the way. If someone that's watching does it, please forgive me. I don't know if there is such thing, but if the wood is softer, you're not gonna have to hold back so much when doing the movements. If it's a harder piece of wood, then you're gonna have to apply a lot of energy and resist it back. If you want to sculpt concrete, you're probably not gonna be able to do it in a controlled manner, because unless you're Hulk or something, you're gonna need something that's powered to do it, because you don't have enough force in your arms to do such movement. Probably not even in an uncontrolled manner, but in a controlled manner, no way. And that's it. That's the same thing that you do when you're singing. When you're singing in your more comfortable range, you don't need a lot of opposition because the resistance here is not that high. When you're higher in pitch and using higher intensity, the resistance here becomes great enough so that it starts to act like that piece of wood. When you when you break through it, the movement becomes uncontrolled. So you apply more energy and hold it back. The higher you are, the more intense you are, the more support you're gonna need, the more antagonic tension you're gonna need. Of course, in a controlled manner. If you think that you're gonna sculpt great pieces of wood just by muscling up, it's not gonna happen. It's a muscle up in a very coordinated way. That's why it's so much harder when you're singing higher and doing aggressive stuff than doing a more controlled voice. I hope it makes sense. It's in fact the same idea. I'll not get into the scientific details because that's exactly why I'm using this reference to avoid talking about dynamic systems and energy sources, impedance, and compliance. That's kind of too nerdy and not worthwhile to understand. But if you understand why the technique works in that manner, why you apply force on the chisel and hold it back, you understand support. It's exactly the same thing. Of course, we're not chipping wood. It's not so much energy most of the time, but uh, in my opinion, it does. Even on the lower range, it's good for you if you use a bit more of support energy. If you place a little more energy behind it to have it more controlled, more stable. In, of course, there is a limit to how, let's say, it's not like it's just going to improve your voice the more energy you apply. No, that's not the case, but it does become more comfortable if you use a little bit. And controlling that is very important. You have to be able to control the amount of intensity and antagonic energy to varying degrees from very soft, very gentle to very strong, because that's what you're gonna use when singing, especially when going high and doing more aggressive qualities mixed with lower voice and transitioning all the time. Okay? Hope it helps, hope it's clear, and hope it clears up the whole hold back, not hold back, pressure, not pressure thing. See you guys.